The real estate market is so weird out there, folks. And we're going to break down some numbers and talk about what we mean by that. Stay tuned. Hi, all. Welcome to our Monday market update. Thank you so much for all the comments and the likes and the subscribes. Please continue to do that. And also just remember, we really want to hear from you. So if you have any ideas of what you would like to hear us talk about or dissect on this, please reach out and tell us what you want to know. But this week, we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned market update for you, just because the market is really interesting right now. I don't think we've ever really experienced one like this. And honestly, folks, it's kind of weird out there. So we're right. So we're going to break down some numbers and just kind of show you like the overall market conditions and then talk about, what that really is looking like in an offer situation. So John, let's start with some numbers of the greater Portland area.
Yeah, well, first of all, past 2 weeks, we're seeing a strong seller's market for the Portland metro area. And it's fairly stable at that. We have seen an increase of listings in the past week, which is what we expected some time ago. Let's look at the numbers for the greater Portland area. We can see that the most active area as far as pendings over listings, like in the $375 to $400,000, there's 50% more demand than availability, and we're seeing there a very low inventory, and we're seeing the actual sales price over the list price is 101.8%.
What does that look like as far as like how many are actually like how many homes are there for sale in like that section in that price point from 400 to 500?
Yeah, only 108.
Yeah, that's not a lot. How about the next bracket, like 500
yeah.
to 600?
Well, the most active area, that's when most people are buying and selling, is the 500 to 600,000, because there we've got 587 listings and 552 homes that have gone pending recently.
So close.
Yeah, it's very close. 1.6 months of inventory, and the actual sold price to the list price, 101%. Yeah.
This is what's so interesting. On this chart, you'll see that, like the original listing price and then the final sales price. When you look at it, it's really only a matter of a few $1,000s. And I think that is what's so fascinating. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in the end. But that's really interesting to see those numbers and how they correlate. How about the Vancouver kind of Washington area, Randolph? What are those numbers looking like?
Yeah, let me get you some numbers for the Vancouver area. So basically, we received the latest market report for Southwest Washington, and within the last 12 months, it shows the median sales price increase of 4.5% from $498,000 to $520,000. The months of inventory is about 1.7 months of inventory. So when we look at the total market overview for the week, the active listings up in Vancouver is about 1,739. The average sales price, roughly about $596,000. And so the list to sales ratio is about 99.5%, which is slightly below, the Portland metro area, which is kind of confusing me because I feel like everybody's wanting to move up to Vancouver because, it's just maybe
well,
just
that's so funny. And I think that's why everybody keeps talking about how the market's so weird, because that's surprising. Like when you see how like up north, like it's pretty much right at or a little even below the asking price is where it's selling. And then in Portland, in those most active, like the $500,000 to $600,000 range, which is basically our average sales price in the metro area, is like 101%. And so I think the reason we were sharing all of this is basically to tell you the numbers, obviously. But also the bottom line is that if you're looking for a good deal as a buyer, Like you really have to get your head around what does that mean? Because when you're looking at the original price to the sales price, it comes down to maybe $5,000 in difference. And so what is that $5,000 really doing for you? Like what's that rule of thumb, Randolph? You said it earlier. It was like
I
for
think it was like
every 10, you go ahead.
every $10,000 is like maybe $50 of your monthly payments, right? Or I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
It's
Um,
somewhere in there, and your lender can tell you obviously for sure, like the exact number. But yeah, the good rule of thumb is for like if it's $5,000 in difference in price, you're really only gonna like that's only about $30 maybe of your monthly payment. And sure, that adds up over time, but I think it's worth thinking about what that's really going to do for you. And also, like, is it worth going back and forth over a few $1,000s if you really want the house? If you really want the house, what is that $30 a month really doing? Like,
Yeah,
you're
it
gonna
could
like
be
you're
it
still
could be
building the
worse.
equity.
It could be worse. It could be like $100,000 like it was like last year, January.
well,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, there's a
Yeah.
lot we can do with the good lender to structure things so to minimize.
Absolutely. I mean, we know that things are expensive out there, but we're here to help you navigate through all of that. And if you have any questions about what we're talking about, if you want to dive into these charts even further with us, please reach out. We'll schedule a consultation and we'll help you find the best deal for you. So thanks again for watching and liking and subscribing. Have a great week, everyone.